Please, be gentle.
So this was your event?
Steve Guttenberg is an American actor, director, producer, writer, and philanthropist. This talented actor left an everlasting mark on the entertainment industry, starring in many popular movies and TV shows before disappearing from the big cinema for a long period of time. In our new video, we will tell you what brought Steven to the heights of fame and where this charismatic actor is now.
Well, I guess the meeting started.
Steve Guttenberg. What happened to Mahoney from Police Academy? Stephen Robert Guttenberg was born on August 24, 1958, to an Orthodox Jewish family in Brooklyn, New York. His mother, Ann Iris, was a surgical assistant, and his father, Jerome Stanley Guttenberg, held a position as an electrical engineer. Apart from Stephen, the family had two daughters. His godfather, Michael Bell, worked in the movie industry as a voice actor and also appeared in various TV series and movies. Steve was raised according to the traditions of his community and received a Jewish upbringing in Queens, where his parents later moved. From a very young age, Guttenberg had a passion for acting in theater, and after moving again, this time to the town of North Massapequa, while attending Plain Edge High School, he began taking acting classes. And not just at any school, but at Juilliard, one of the most prestigious performing arts schools in the world. Steven's teacher for the summer program was the talented actor, producer, and Oscar winner John Houseman. That's when the boy got his first significant theater role in the historical production of The Lion in Winter, where he played the role of the king's youngest son. Although the kid enjoyed theater, after high school he enrolled at New York State Research University at Albany. But at the end of the first academic year, Steven firmly decided that he wanted to dedicate his future life to acting, and after withdrawing documents from the university, went to California. In Hollywood, Guttenberg enrolled in acting classes and began going to auditions. Just 2 weeks later, he was lucky enough to star in a KFC commercial alongside the fast food restaurant's founder, Colonel Sanders. Steven's bright smile, clear speech, and energetic appearance drew the attention of casting managers, and soon he appeared in a commercial for Honda scooters and also in an ad for construction tools. In 1977, he appeared in an episodic role in the disaster movie Roller Coaster. His godfather, Michael Bell, also played in this film. He is the one who recommended his godson to director James Goldstone. Guttenberg was invited to the filming, but the role was so small that he wasn't even mentioned in the credits. That same year, the guy auditioned for a supporting role in the television sports drama Something for Joey. After that, he starred in the high school comedy The Chicken Chronicles. The following year, the young man starred in a commercial for Dentine Chewing Gum. A year later, the science fiction thriller The Boys from Brazil was released.
I've been monitoring the activities of a group of Nazis, and I've identified several of them as war criminals. Well, from your books and articles.
In the film, Guttenberg starred with Laurence Olivier and Gregory Peck. The British-American film, based on Ira Levin's novel of the same name, was nominated for 3 Academy Awards. Although Steven didn't receive any nominations for his work, the number of filming and casting offers increased, and by the age of 21, directors began to take notice of Guttenberg. In 1979, he joined the cast of the TV series Family. At the same time, there was a short sitcom, Billy, which was shut down after 7 episodes due to low ratings, and a romantic sports movie, Players. In 1980, Steven received a major role in the television biographical drama To Race the Wind, where he played a blind guy who, despite his disability, was able to graduate from Harvard and become a lawyer. Then there was a musical comedy movie, Can't Stop the Music, and the following year, the actor appeared in the television sports drama Miracle on Ice. He could also be seen in a Coca-Cola ad. The role in the comedy drama Diner was a real gift of fate. The offer to shoot came in 1982 from Barry Levinson himself, who acted as a screenwriter and producer of the film. Steve co-starred with Mickey Rourke and Kevin Bacon. The film shows the changing relationships among a group of friends as they grow older.
What else have you been doing all these years?
Talking.
Talking. If you want to talk, you always got the guys at the diner. You don't need a girl if you want to talk.
Levinson encouraged improvisation to convey a genuine spirit of friendship, and the result exceeded expectations. The movie was critically acclaimed and nominated for an Academy Award for Best Original Screenplay. Then he appeared in the comedy series No Soap Radio, the adventure comedy The Man Who Wasn't There, and the television drama The Day After. By this time, Guttenberg was already a well-known actor and had received various movie and TV offers. Moreover, the man was quite popular with women because in 1983 alone, he was seen in a relationship with model Maureen McCormick and a young actress known for her roles in soap operas, Jeannie Francis. Guttenberg's real worldwide love and fame was brought by the comedy Police Academy. Released in 1984, the movie was an instant hit.
What's your name, cadet?
Thompson, sir.
You live around here?
No, sir.
What's your telephone number, Thompson? Come on, eyes front, telephone number.
It grossed $8.5 million at the box office in its first weekend and about $150 million worldwide on a $4.5 million budget. Interestingly enough, Michael Keaton, Tom Hanks, and Judge Reinhold were originally considered for the role of Mahoney. Even Bruce Willis auditioned for the role of the easygoing cadet. To get the job, Guttenberg refused to shoot in Ghostbuster, where he could play Dr. Peter Venkman. The film about goofy cadets was so successful that a year later, in 1985, they released a sequel, Police Academy 2, Their First Assignment. They spent a total of $7.5 million on the production of Part 2. The difference in budget arose because filming took place in Los Angeles instead of Toronto, where the first installment was filmed, and the actors' fees increased according to their fame. The film's worldwide box office receipts exceeded $115 million, but the critics' reviews were no longer as favorable. That's when Steve began a relationship with actress Jill Martin that lasted less than a year. A little later, Guttenberg starred in the science fiction comedy Cocoon.
It's amazing. Kitty, you married?
The film received excellent reviews and performed exceptionally well at the box office. With a budget of $17 million, the film grossed $85 million. Interestingly enough, during production, the actors discussed in all seriousness the possibility of going to another planet where people don't get sick and don't age. Guttenberg himself worked on this movie for a smaller than usual fee because he liked the script and really wanted to work with Ron Howard. That same year, the comedy Bad Medicine was released. The movie flopped at the box office and received mostly negative reviews from critics. During this time, Steve began a relationship with a television producer and social activist of British-Irish descent, Sabrina Guinness. This girl, just like Steve, was full of energy and had a great sense of humor. She was also an ex-girlfriend of Prince Charles. In 1986, Steve appeared in an episode of the TV comedy series Tall Tales and Legends, followed by the third movie about the police academy with the subtitle Back in Training. Despite negative reviews, it was a box office success, earning $107 million on a budget of $12 million.
Trying to be cute. Listen, on a cuteness scale of 1 to 10, I'm an 8.
5.
I'm a 5. You're right, I am a 5.
Next, the sci-fi comedy Short Circuit was released, which was well received by critics and audiences alike. The film debuted at number 1 at the U.S. box office with weekend receipts of $5.3 million.
Underneath your clothes. Now, what do they need me for? Tell them each robot costs $11 million and it kills people? Ben, a child of 4 could tell them that.
That is why they are needing you. Now come on, hurry up.
And was nominated for a Saturn Award for Best Science Fiction Film, as well as for directing and special effects. The following year, the fourth film of the comedy franchise Police Academy 4, Citizens on Patrol, premiered, which was the final installment starring the actor.
Well, I guess they weren't as ready as they thought they were. You can take the mask off now, Tack.
Though the movie collected a smaller box office than the previous installments, it was still commercially successful. With a budget of $17 million, its receipts amounted to $76 million. The film received extremely low reviews, and Guttenberg flat-out refused to appear in the sequel, deciding to switch to other comedies and try his hand at serious dramatic roles. After all, a little earlier, he got the role of a young architect who had an affair with the wife of his boss in the crime thriller The Bedroom Window.
Don't touch me.
Don't you understand? They suspect me of murder. I've been followed. They may have followed me here. They may be watching me right now.
Director of the film, Curtis Hanson, said that initially he didn't plan to take Steve into the project, but after having dinner and talking with him, he changed his mind. impressed by the charisma and sense of humor of the actor. Guttenberg then had an episodic role in the satirical science fiction film Amazon Women on the Moon and a supporting role in the comedy Surrender. At the same time, Steve was offered to play the main character in the comedy Big, but the actor refused for unknown reasons. He later regretted it because the movie paid off 8 times at the box office, received nominations for leading film awards, and made Tom Hanks famous for playing the lead role. Guttenberg's most financially successful project was a leading role in the comedy 3 Men and a Baby, where he co-starred with Tom Selleck and Ted Danson.
That's a baby.
Oh, I know, it's a baby. What's it doing there?
It's sleeping.
Oh, okay.
With a budget of $15 million, the movie grossed $240 million at the box office. In it, 3 bachelors try to adjust to fatherhood after one of them has a baby. Before filming began, during a 2-week rehearsal period, Tom Selleck and Steve Guttenberg, then still single, took the married Ted Danson with them to go bar hopping. The idea was to visit several nightclubs, bars, and restaurants to get a better feel for the roles of the bachelors they were to play. Wherever the guys went during this bender, they caused a sensation and attracted everyone's attention. In 1988, Guttenberg starred in the fantasy comedy High Spirits, but the film received negative reviews from critics and flopped at the box office. With a budget of $15 million, the film barely made $8.5. A sequel to the movie Cocoon was released at the same time, titled Cocoon: The Return. But unlike the first part, neither viewers nor critics had a positive view of the film, leaving mostly negative reviews. In September of the same year, Steve married actress and model Denise Bixler. Meanwhile, in 1989, Steve appeared in Michael Jackson's music video Liberian Girl, where he shared the fame with some of the most popular stars of the time. The actor then starred in the comedy Don't Tell Her It's Me and the sequel to the successful movie 3 Men and a Little Lady. In early 1991, viewers could see an inspirational Coca-Cola commercial featuring Steve. Despite his success in the film industry, Guttenberg greatly appreciated live performances, so he excitedly accepted an offer to replace Timothy Hutton in the Broadway theater production of Prelude to a Kiss at the Helen Hayes Theater. He also performed in the premiere production of Woody Harrelson's play Furthest from the Sun. During this time, he divorced his wife, Denise Bixler, for reasons the couple never disclosed. Their marriage lasted less than 3 years. In June 1991, the spouses separated, and in 1992, they officially formalized their divorce. After spending several years acting in theater, Guttenberg returned to television in 1993, appearing in an episode of the CBS School Break Special. After that, he participated in various theater productions for 2 more years, which was his true passion, hobby, and love. The actor's full-fledged return to the world of cinema and television occurred in 1995 when Steve appeared in the family comedy The Big Green.
I never talk like that to you. Anyway, what you doing?
We're playing football.
Football?
Yeah.
This ain't football. I know
Well, this
football.
is what the world calls football. All right, guys, let's all get in a circle.
He played his usual role that the audience loved him for, an energetic good man who was willing to move mountains to achieve his goal. The reaction to the movie was rather lukewarm, and the box office barely recouped the production costs. The next film starring Guttenberg was the romantic comedy Home for the Holidays.
Oh! What the heck?
34, is it?
Oh, I'm 34, huh? 34
What are you doing, man? Huh?
No,
It's my
I'm
car.
not doing anything. What are you using my
Car, man, what are you doing?
What the?
What are you doing in my car, huh?
The movie received positive reviews and went on to become a favorite Thanksgiving classic, both for average Americans and Guttenberg himself. He once posted on his Instagram that it was his favorite Thanksgiving movie and he enjoyed working with his fellow cast members. At the box office, the film barely recouped its budget, collecting $22 million while spending $20 million. While Steve's acting career on the big screen was on the decline and most of his projects came from cable television, his theater career was impressive. The actor played a lot of roles in various productions and appeared on Broadway in the play Henry IV, Part 1, which received good reviews from critics. In mid-November 1995, the family comedy It Takes Two premiered. The film is a loose adaptation of the book Lisa and Lottie by German writer Eric Kastner, with Kirstie Alley and the Olsen sisters in the lead roles.
God almighty, I about dropped my transmission back there.
Well, it's any consolation. I used to look like a real jerk on a horse. Oh!
Though the movie received skeptical reviews from critics, it was considered an excellent comedy for kids and teens, receiving nominations and awards from Nickelodeon Kids. In 1996, Guttenberg started a relationship with one of Hollywood's most attractive actresses and Baywatch star Yasmin Bleeth, but it didn't last long. In 1997, Guttenberg tried to change his movie persona and played journalist Crocker in the thriller Tower of Terror.
Is any of it true?
Hey, don't kid yourself. Aside from sports and obits, most legit papers are just as bogus. Truth doesn't count. Selling papers counts.
However, that wasn't the switch to a different genre he hoped for. Even though the film started with a tragedy, it contained elements of humor and was about ghosts, hauntings, and witchcraft. And it was based on an attraction at Walt Disney's amusement park. Apart from this, the celebrity starred in the family comedy Zeus and Roxanne, where the main characters were a dog and a dolphin, and the main plot revolved around their friendship. Next came the children's comedy film featuring animation elements, Casper: A Spirited Beginning. In 1998, for the first time in his career, Steve starred in an action thriller called Airborne. For the movie, the actor worked on his physique, trained hard in the gym, perfecting his muscles. Many people did notice his fit physique, but that didn't save the movie from being trashed by critics. At the same time, the film Overdrive was released. In it, Guttenberg played the role of a car racer who finds himself caught up in a dangerous game. In addition to action movies, in 1998, the actor pleased fans with a sports comedy, Home Team. Then, Steve decided to step away from his acting career and try his hand at movie producing. In 2000, he founded a production studio, naming it Mr. Kirby Productions. Guttenberg chose not to follow the tradition of naming the company after himself. Instead, it bears the name of his favorite drama teacher. That's when filming on the new movie began, and in 2002, the studio released a comedy adaptation of James Kerwood's novel and Broadway play, P.S. Your Cat's Dead.
Hey, let's have a little smoke, get a little high, huh? You can. This stuff doesn't work on me.
Steve directed, produced, co-wrote, and starred in the film. When Steve is not on screen or on stage, he is focused on helping the homeless and empowering youth. He founded a construction project called Guttenhaus, a residential complex that houses teenagers in need and children in foster care. In addition, the Entertainment Industry Foundation selected him to be ambassador for children's issues. The following year, Steve worked mainly on television. He took part in the voiceover of the series Rocket Power and starred in the Christmas comedy Single Santa Seeks Mrs. Claus. The year 2005 was full of various projects. The actor starred in the thriller Domino 1, the TV disaster movie The Poseidon Adventure, and the sequel to the story about love-struck Santa, Meet the Santas. Steve also took part in the voiceover of a video game based on the popular TV series Law & Order: Criminal Intent. At the time, Hurricane Katrina hit the U.S., claiming many lives and destroying infrastructure and housing for thousands of people. Guttenberg was one of the volunteers at Houston's Astrodome Stadium for a week, helping victims. Between 2005 and 2006, the actor played one of his most vivid roles in the 21st century, a wealthy businessman and a social activist, Woody Goodman, in the television series Veronica Mars.
Official. Bev, you got that Bible handy? Your left hand, please.
Ow. Oh. That burns.
Over the same period, he participated in the filming of the independent drama Mojave Phone Booth. Guttenberg went on to star in the 6th episode of the 7th season of Law & Order: Criminal Intent and the drama Jackson. Then, Steve went back to comedic roles. He played Sidney Green in the teen comedy movie Private Valentine, Blonde and Dangerous, and appeared in a minor role in an episode of the sitcom According to Jim. Apart from acting, Guttenberg participated in various shows and charity projects. He took part in the spring season of Dancing with the Stars, where his stage partner was Russian professional dancer Anna Trebinskaya. The celebrity also set an unusual world record. He entered the Guinness Book of World Records by cooking the largest number of hot dogs in 1 minute on a television show. In 2008, Steve began dating journalist and entertainment reporter Anna Gilligan. The couple were engaged and planned to adopt a child in China, as they both did extensive charity work in and around Beijing. But due to the busy work schedule of each of them, they were never able to continue their relationship and broke up the same year. Meanwhile, the 6th annual Fire Island Golden Wagon Film Festival honored Steve with the 2008 Tony Randall Lifetime Achievement Award for his work in the entertainment industry, as well as his community service. In 2009, Guttenberg starred in the thriller Fatal Rescue, a family drama about horse racing. Shannon's Rainbow appeared in a small role in the teen comedy The Gold Retrievers, and voiced the dog Sebastian in the comedy Heidi Fourpaws. Steve has also appeared in Ravi Godse's comedy Help Me Help You and the horror movie Cornered. In an interview, Guttenberg mentioned at the time that Disney was working on a new sequel to Three Men and a Baby titled Three Men and a Bride. The actor has announced that his fellow actors Ted Danson and Tom Selleck will return for the sequel. Unfortunately, there has been no confirmation of this information. In 2010, fans of the actor saw the release of the movie I Love You, and in the TV series Party Down, Steven was a guest star and appeared in one of the episodes playing himself. The following year, the romantic comedy A Novel Romance was released. In it, Steve plays an aspiring writer who falls in love with his neighbor.
Are you drunk?
Maybe. Is that a problem? Let's go against one of your commandments or something.
No. But that does.
On December 12, 2011, the celebrity was awarded a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. At that time, he also excitedly accepted Woody Allen's offer and appeared in a Broadway production, a one-act play called Honeymoon Motel, which was part of the show Relatively Speaking. In 2012, Steve was busy working on various films. He appeared in the horror Highway to Hell, the comedy I Heart Shaky, and the drama Making Change. And in early May, Thomas Dunn Books released the actor's book titled The Guttenberg Bible, a memoir. In it, he tells the story of his first decade in Hollywood as he went from a completely unknown aspiring actor to roles in successful blockbusters and comedies. The following year, Steve starred in only one project, the comedy drama Quick to Duck. He also refused the main role in the science fiction movie Sharknado, which he regretted when he saw that the film became popular and got a lot of sequels. In 2014, Guttenberg starred in the drama Affluenza, as well as the teen drama called At the Top of the Pyramid. On October 19, he received a key from the city of Miami Beach for his work to raise awareness about animal rights in collaboration with Fun Paw Care, a dog training organization. This was followed by episodic roles in TV series. Steve appeared in one episode of the historical drama Sons of Liberty and the sitcom Community. He could also be seen in one episode of the television series The Mysteries of Laura. Besides that, in 2015, Guttenberg was the narrator in the historical film A Man Before His Time and starred in the giant spider disaster movie La Valantula.
Check them out. Lava spiders erupted from these mountains. Spiders as big as men. And they rained down on all of Los Angeles.
When the producer informed Steve that he could influence the cast and invite colleagues from his past projects into the movie, he immediately called up actors he had worked with in the Police Academy franchise: Michael Winslow, Marion Ramsey, and Leslie Easterbrook. For the same reason, the cast included Nia Peoples, who co-starred with the actor in Tower of Terror, and Patrick Renna, with whom they appeared together in the 1995 movie The Big Green. Later in 2016, the sequel to Lava 2 Lantula was released. The actor also took part in the filming of the horror movie Sharknado 4: The Fourth Awakens, which he previously really wanted to take part in. The next movie starring Steve was the satirical comedy Lookin' Up. In the story, the main character, in order to get on television, tries to get rid of his family. It was followed by the adventure film Alternate Universe: A Rescue Mission. During that period, Guttenberg was dating journalist and television reporter Emily Smith, and on Christmas Eve, he announced their engagement. Interestingly enough, a journalist once asked the actor in an interview what he would say to his 18-year-old self. He replied, "Marry your first girlfriend and get serious about your love life." Also in 2016, a Los Angeles homelessness fund was created in the celebrity's honor. He himself joined the fight against lymphedema and lymphatic diseases by becoming a board member of a related research organization. In 2017, Steve starred in the drama After Party, the comedies I Love You Too, and Chasing the Blues. He also starred in the TV series The Other F Word and Ballers. The following year, the actor pleased his fans with the comedy dramas Les Bomb and Miss Arizona, as well as the sports biographical film Bigger, about the origins of bodybuilding in the United States and young Arnold Schwarzenegger.
It's embarrassing. He spends his time lifting a bunch of junk in the air again and again for bumps on his arms.
Don't say that.
If our son continues like this, he will amount to nothing.
No.
And you want to encourage him.
No.
In 2019, Guttenberg starred in the historical drama Roe vs. Wade, the thriller Trauma Center, and an episode of the TV series school. 2019 was truly a milestone year for the actor, as on January 19, he married his girlfriend Emily Smith after 3 years of engagement. The ceremony was held privately in Malibu, California, and the newlyweds' age difference was 30 years. Steve speaks very fondly of his wife in all interviews, calling her very sincere. He describes how Emily is a strong woman with an amazing value system and a sense of humor. As for children, the actor admitted that he was not ready for it earlier, but after meeting his beloved, he doesn't mind becoming a father. The year 2020 was quite productive and rich in projects for the actor. He starred in an episode of the TV series Into the Dark and the romantic comedy Rifkin's Festival.
I never thought she'd be happy forever with a cranky little introvert who's searching for an answer to why there's something rather than nothing.
Steve was excited to work on the film, directed and written by his longtime pal Woody Allen. The movie was filmed in San Sebastian and premiered there at a local film festival. The actor then played in the horror movie Heckle. Steve's character, former comedian Ray Kelly, is a truly brutal and ruthless character.
Holy toots, you got a pair of eyes on you. You got a boyfriend? Huh? Speak. Just don't speak. Stay like that. Then get the out of here.
Guttenberg has always been interested in evil roles, so he took a very serious approach to the work. He was curious to dig into the psychology of maniacs and find the seed that pushes them to harm others. Guttenberg tried to make the character as repulsive and devoid of humanity as possible. It took courage to get into such a character. After filming, the actor had to drive around the city to clear his head and remind himself that the events on the set were fictional. He also starred in the action film Break Even, the thriller Original Gangster, and voiced the cartoon The Adventures of Bunny Bravo. All the while, from 2019 to 2023, Steve starred as Dr. Catman in the TV series The Goldbergs, appearing in 7 episodes. Interestingly enough, this series was not very popular in the beginning, but started gaining popularity with each subsequent season. In early 2023, the television drama How to Murder Your Husband was released. In the movie, Steve played the husband who was about to be murdered. He also participated in the voiceover for the animated film The Little Mermaid, lending his voice to King Jasper. According to estimates of experts, the total net worth of the actor is about $12 to $15 million. Since Steve's wife Emily works as a reporter in New York City, where his mother and sisters also live, Guttenberg spends most of the year living in a studio apartment on the Upper West Side. The actor has been renting it for decades and doesn't mind the lack of extra rooms. For example, for guests, he and his spouse may offer a fold-out sofa. Steve also owns a large Spanish-style mansion in the upscale Pacific Palisades neighborhood of Los Angeles.
Viva Los Angelinos!
Since he and his spouse spend a lot of time away from Los Angeles, this property is rented out for $12,000 to $20,000 a month. Guttenberg has several vehicles. His fleet includes a 2015 Ford Mustang convertible that he keeps on the West Coast and drives a 2017 Kia Sorento that he drives around New York City. The actor is currently starring in the TV series Paper Empire, which is set to be released in 2024. The comedy drama Way Down Bundy and the sci-fi comedy Stuck are also in post-production. His fans are still eager to see a sequel to Police Academy, and Steve occasionally talks about the progress on the 8th installment. In an interview, the actor noted that the production of the movie has been launched, but he himself is likely to do voiceover work and will not appear on the screen. Would you like to see Steve Guttenberg as Mahoney again?
So what's next?
Next?
If you liked the video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything interesting.